stars align, just come to me. Tarot and cosmos, your fate's inside. Danyell, Carmelita, shining bright.
Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Venus is going to retrograde, and that's what this video is about. It's going to retrograde. We'll go over the dates on everything, but it happens every 18 months, Venus retrograding, so there's no need to panic. It doesn't happen as often as Mercury, but it does definitely happen. So when does astrology pays attention to Venus? Because Venus is in charge of our aesthetics, relationships, our finances, what we value, me and our self-worth. So in this episode, I'm going to break everything down, the major dates that we need to pay attention to, the pre-shadow phase of Venus, the post-shadow phase of Venus retrograding, the transits. Who's this going to affect the most? Who's going to be feeling this? So let's get excited. Grab your tea, because I love a matcha. Some people are coffee. And yeah, now I first am just going to jump right to it. Who is this going to affect the most? Okay, because a lot of people love to do the horoscopes, and I'm not going to do horoscopes because I'm going to make it very simple. Who's going to affect this the most? Because Venus is going to retrograde in the sign Scorpio, if you saw the thumbnail, and Libra. Okay, 2 planets is going to retrograde. So that means it's going to affect 2 different signs, or it's going to affect you personally in 2 different types of aspects in your life. So personally, anyone dealing with Scorpio or Libra planets, it's going to affect you. Okay. If you have any late degree Scorpio, any early degrees Libra, or is it the other way around? I should, no, let me see. If it is, yes, early degree Libra, late degree Scorpio, it's going to affect you. Okay. Now, Scorpio is a fixed sign, Libra is a cardinal sign, meaning it's going to affect the fixed signs and the cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancers, Libras, of course, and Capricorns. They are going to affect you. Aries, this is going to be in opposition to you. Me versus we, relationships versus I. Cancers is going to square. So there's some emotional security. There's some family obligations, or maybe there's some relationship expectations. Okay, Capricorn's going to square. There's tension, there's challenge. Maybe in your work life, maybe with a business partner, maybe with your professional relationships, maybe a long-term commitment. Issues there. Now, Tauruses, this is going to affect you, especially my Taurus risings. Venus rules the sign Taurus. It doesn't just rule Libra. So major energy towards my Tauruses, okay? This is either dealing with you and your physical body, Taurus risings, or it's dealing with the aspect with you and your father, or some highlighted things, or financial priorities, self-worth, security, comfort, relationships, okay? Scorpios, I mentioned you, but the fixed signs. Not only are we dealing with Taurus because it's the ruler of Taurus, but Taurus, you are a fixed sign. But we're also dealing with Leo. We're also dealing with Aquarius. It's going to be dealing with Scorpio, so they'll be feeling this the most direct influence. Taurus, there's an opposition towards you. Something that's not eye to eye. Could be dealing with finances. Again, stability, your relationships instability, the individual instability. Leo is squaring you. So personal pride here, recognition, romance, any type of relationship expectations, issues there. Aquarius, it's like we versus you, friendship groups, maybe independence, maybe career decisions, anything dealing with long-term personal freedom within a relationship, or thinking outside of the box with relationships. It will affect you guys. Okay. So now we got all the selfish energy out of the way. Now you know who is going to be affected. Let me explain Venus, okay? Let's get the selfish energy out of the way. Now you're aware who's going to affect. And if you're like, oh, that's nothing pertaining to me, I don't have any fixed sign placements, I don't have any cardinal placements, then let's talk about how it's going to affect the collective. You know, there are some things sometimes, that doesn't affect me personally. Like Mercury retrograding in Cancer, even though I'm a sun in Cancer, but it affected my son. It affected my husband. So there's things that you should just know so you can know the weather in the sky, the vibe in the sky. Okay. Now, Venus, let me just tell you the themes of Venus. Venus is the planet that deals with love, romantic relationships, marriage, any type of partners, any type of partnerships, associates, any type of attachment to something. It's an attraction, is what you naturally attract. It's very magnetic energy, or what you're attracted to. Beauty, aesthetics, art, music, creativity, anything that makes things beautiful. Personal values, ethics, your self-worth, your self-esteem. It is about money, finances, personal finances, luxury, material possessions, any type of fashion or style. Social life, you're talking about the parties, you're talking about friendships, you're talking about women, being diplomatic, the peacemaker, your harmony. It's in charge of charm, being likable. It's about things that we accept, that we receive, gifts, your benefits. Very feminine energy, even though it's masculine at times, but it's in charge of Taurus and Libra. Taste and refinement, generosity, sensuality, even the pleasure of sensuality. Okay. Now, that is you personally. What about Venus as a collective? It's going to affect the financial markets, the banking system, currency, wealth distribution, any type of fashion industry, any cosmetic or skincare or beauty industry, any if you work in the jewelry business or precious stones, if you work in an art gallery, museums, or any type of entertainment where people are socializing and have parties and musics and musics, or like concerts, any type of social event, if you're attending, may not affect you personally, but it will affect the crowd. Okay. If you're hosting a party, marriage, if you're having a wedding, any type of, especially a wedding. Okay. Social clubs, treaties, peace negotiations. A lot of ceasefires happen while Venus is retrograding or while it's not retrograding. Alliances between nations or allies, marriage rates, women issues, gender equality, consumer confidence, consumer spending, hospitality, restaurants, fine dining, any type of design like interior design, decorating your home, any type of flower arrangements, or anything that just looks beautiful and gorgeous. Let me see what else. Yeah, I talked about fashion. Yeah. Okay. So I talked about that. Now, some keywords would Venus. If I didn't say, let me see if there's anything in here that I didn't say. Perfume. Okay. Grace, elegance, enjoyment, your harmony, peace. Okay. I hope you get what Venus represents. Okay. Now, what does it mean when a planet retrogrades? When Venus is retrograding, meaning there has to be a reassessment, a reflection. There could be some delays, some revisions, some redos, anything dealing with the RE word, like remember, um, returning, some unfinished business, looking to the past, internal energy, not as external. Some type of correction, like the relationship was going this way, but now it's going this way. Learning from previous choices. What needs to be correct? What is overlooked? What isn't working anymore? What deserves a second chance? Like, let's redo it. Let's repeat our E word. What needs to end before we move forward? Okay. Now, on a global scale, it's dealing with reviewing policies, delayed decisions, renegotiations, investigations, recounts and audits, revisiting old laws or agreements, system updates or repair, and the resurfacing of any old issues. Okay? Venus retrograde. It is going to be a lot of redoing of relationships, reevaluating relationships, revisiting old relationships, revisiting budgets, the economy, negotiating financial agreements, delayed in purchases, a lot of returns, a lot of refunds. The marriage is under review, reconciliation. Am I saying that word right? Getting back together, making up, breakups, former partners returning, relationship reassessments. Your friendship can change. Even the female friendships or the partnerships, reviewing finances. Did I say that earlier? I said reviewing a budget. Changing your appearance, as far as the beauty, the fashion, the aesthetics, changing your style, reconsidering what you value. We can see some celebrities breaking up, celebrities not looking as pretty. The self esteem gets reassessed, personal values get rediscovered, okay, or change. Delayed purchasing, especially maybe with luxury spending. A lot of issues with women. You're talking about equality, rights, what's fair. Venus represents what's fair. That was a key word I didn't say. Superficial decisions, vanity, seeking validation, maybe regretting something financially. Now, let me go over the dates here. Let me pull up the dates before we really get into the tea of things here. Venus is going to pre-shadow phase retrograde starting August 31st. And it's going to be at 23 degrees. Venus is going to enter Scorpio September 10th. So the 31st of August is when you start to feel the residuals, or not the residuals, the little leakings of things. And then on the 10th, it enters Scorpio, but it's not fully retrograding. You just feel something there. And then October 3rd, it's going to fully retrograde. It's October 3rd? No, it will be conjunct Mercury. Sorry. Do I have the full retrograde here? Did I not put it down in my notes? Oh, fully retrograde October 3rd. I was right. Fully retrograde October 3rd. And then October 21st, 23rd, it's going to conjunct the sun. Something's going to be highlighted. So remember that day, there's an aha moment, some clarity, or the light is shining bright on everything that I named before, the values, your relationships, your friendships, your partnerships, whatever. On the 24th, Venus is going to be at 0 degrees. That is important. Mercury is going to retrograde that same day in Scorpio. So we'll talk about what that looks like for the collective and you personally. On the 25th, it re-enters Libra. It's going to be at 29 degrees. That's the same day as a full moon. Very, very important, Venus retrograding. It is going to be affecting a lot. The full moon is going to be in Taurus. Venus is in charge of the full moon and it's retrograding. And it's at 29 degrees. Urgency. That's an important date to remember. November 13th, it stops retrograding. December 15th, the post-shadow phase fully ends. So before Christmas, after the 15th, all the shopping you want to do is available. I would do most of your shopping October 31st. Chill on the shopping. Do your research. The sales are going to be coming and going, not doing what they should be doing. Okay. Now, let me pull up this chart here and we're going to go over some things. Actually, before we go over some things, let me explain Venus here a little bit more, what it looks like in each sign. Now do you know what happens when it retrogrades? Now you understand the dates, knowing that it's going to be in a sign Scorpio, then it's going to move into Libra, then it's going to move back in Scorpio. It's going to retrograde in both of those signs. So Scorpio core themes are transformation, death, rebirth, intensity, secrets, power, trust. Very emotional. It's a water sign. It's a fixed sign, meaning it's very stubborn and thought. There's a lot of investigation. Okay. A lot of merging, a lot of healing, a lot of depth. It doesn't like surface energy, regeneration. You get all that. Very highly emotional. Okay. You're also dealing with research, psychology. Things are very mysterious and hidden. Yeah, also could represent things that are very taboo. You're talking about the sex workers, the trash workers, the tarot readers. It deals with hidden knowledge, therapy. Yes. Okay. I said transformation, shared resources. It deals with joint finances, taxes, your insurance, your investments, your debts. If you have an inheritance, any type of money that's other people's money, that's Venus in Scorpio. Okay. Now, Scorpio energy is very jealous, it's possessive, it's secretive, it's suspicious, it's controlling, it's very vengeful, it's very obsessive, and it's emotionally guarded. The rulers of Scorpio, the modern ruler is Pluto. The traditional ruler is Mars. Okay. So those two planets, what they're doing in the sky is going to affect Venus while it's in Scorpio. We'll get into that a little bit later. But on a healthy note, if Scorpio energy is very positive, it's not in a negativity, then it's very courageous, it's very emotionally resilient, it's going to solve that mystery, it's going to explain the conspiracy theories with evidence. Deeply loyal, very intuitive, very protective, very honest. There's transformation for the better. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's able to heal. Okay. On the collective, that was personal. Scorpio energy is all about the taxes, our national debt, banking systems, investments, stock markets, insurance, pensions, inheritances, wealth transfers, corporations. You are dealing with classified information, government secrets, corporate cover ups, the blowers, espionage, intelligent agencies, confidential documents, hidden agendas, scandals, investigation, crime across the board. You're talking about blackmail, tax fraud, money laundering. It is also dealing with death, crisis, and recovery. So, any type of mourning as a nation, mass casualty, disease outbreaks. Mass casualty could be more Neptune, but it is dealing with death and a change. Pluto is also a prime example of that is Hamas, how that place is completely wiped out, a transformation. Okay. Also, too, I didn't say that Scorpio is really in charge of that productive system, more of the private parts. And also with the transformation comes surgery, any type of trauma, getting help with psychiatry, fertility treatments. You get that. A lot of power and control, obsessions. You're talking about secret negotiations, political power struggles, all that. Let me see. Government reform. Yeah. So that is what I have. Shady business with Scorpio. Things are very secretive. Venus will be retrograding. The secrets will not be peaceful. We'll talk about that, what it means when it's in Venus. Venus in Scorpio, again, relationships. So it's like the secret relationships, intense relationships, deep emotional bond, magnetic attraction, can be possessive. Maybe the relationship is private and you guys both agree. Venus in Scorpio, it could be very jealous and obsessive with your partner, testing your partner, power struggles, because Scorpio is all about power. Far as aesthetics, you're talking about beauty is very dark, smoky eye, very bold, a lot of tattoos, but they're meaningful. They're deep. Leather, lace, velvet. That's what you get. Money wise, Venus and Scorpio is the investments, it's the joint finances, it's the inheritances, it's the taxes, right? Or maybe you're very secretive about money, or you receive money in a very taboo way. Scorpio things, Venus loves very mysterious, tarot, true crime, all that occult is what you get with that. Yeah, and the gifts of loves is going to be very like spiritual things that are very tapping into the emotions that are very deep kind of energy. That's what you get while Venus is in Scorpio. While it's retrograding in Scorpio, you're going to get all the Scorpios, all your ex lovers or old lovers are going to be coming up. Like, why? You're like, why are y'all calling me? Okay. There could be some unfinished business, jealousy, possessive. The secrets are going to be revealed within a relationship. Shadow work, a lot of therapy, maybe therapy with the relationship, or maybe there's a transformation with the relationship. Possessiveness also too, a lot of jealousy, a lot of revenge, a lot of hidden affairs. Oh yeah, that's the big one, hidden affairs. There could be some difficulty letting go because Scorpio is a fixed sign, it doesn't want to change. You could be spending secretly. Let me go up to all my Venus words that I had earlier. When there's a transformation, it's not bringing you harmony. There's no balance, or the transformation isn't fair. There could be a rebirth, and the rebirth is with a partner or with a business partner, or there's a transition, or it's a death of a partner. The secrets are not being secretive when it comes to relationships or when it comes to you and your harmony. A lot of power struggles when it comes to finances, someone trying to control your finances. Yeah, I think that's it. Detective wise, someone is really being a detective when it comes to your money and you're trying to keep it a secret. Let's talk about Venus and Libra because it goes from Scorpio to Libra. Venus and Libra is very strong here. Venus likes to be in Libra. It's at home here. So this is when things are extra, extra strong. And remember, I set the dates and I said that Venus is going to hit 29 degrees while it's retrograding. Venus in Libra is already strong. 29 degrees is already strong. Retrograde, strong. Okay. So that's going to be an important date. I already put that date up, so remember that. But Venus in Libra is everything that we talked about far as Venus, the harmony, the relationship, the we. It's aesthetic and style. It's people pleasing, very passive because it wants to be fair. It represents being diplomatic, civil law, cultural trends, the economy, peace treaties. Let me see, alliances, law. Venus represents law. So if we have it in Scorpio, the law, the shadiness with the law may be revealed of some or a change in law, marriage laws, family law, equality issues, civil rights, arbitration, spending money on beauty, on creativity, on branding, on what you value, or your values could be a big thing. High society. Libra loves high society, okay? High profile weddings or high profile divorce, legal battles involving any type of partnerships. We might see that, especially when it comes to celebrities. Again, the social life. If you are at a party, if you're at a wedding, if you're at an event, you're networking, it's a social event, it's a party. We'll talk about how this looked historically. Overspending, avoiding conflict, vanity, seeking external validation, high profile relationships, fashion beauty industry having some controversies, public relations crisis. Let's see. I feel like I'm being repetitive, but I said legal matters, and when Venus is retrograding, all those things change. All of them change. Peace negotiations that may come up or may wipe it off the table. Mediation all of a sudden is not fair. Okay, so be aware of that. When a planet retrogrades, I'm just going to say this again. When it retrogrades, the planet moves slow. The planet is not working as it should. Why? Because God is like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So let's back this up and repeat some steps. So that's happening. It's causing you to look internally and to look at your relationships or look at what you value or look at how you're spending your money or what are you doing for as looks. Are you being superficial? It wants you to reevaluate that, change some things up a little bit. Are you too focused on the we and not the I? When it's in Scorpio, it's really about being more deeper and having therapy when it comes to relationships, not just being surface and fake when it comes to relationships. You know, Venus loves to be a little fake. Scorpio's like, no, we're going to keep it real here. Okay. Now, let's go over the dates and the transits here. I'm going to put the chart up. And for you guys who are listening, I'm going to explain what this looks like here. Let me take some stuff out of I'm going to move it to the 31st of August to chart because that's when we start. August. Oh, I went past. Let me see what I have here in my notes. Let me scoot the chart over. All right. Oh, before I even do that, actually, I want to talk about historically. I'm going to keep that there. Some patterns that we saw historically. First of all, Venus retrogrades every 18 months. I already showed you that. The duration is about 40 to 43 days. About 2 weeks after is what we get. Before is the pre-shadow phase. 2 weeks after is the post-shadow phase. Roughly, all that together is about 10 to 12 weeks. A full cycle of a Venus retrograding in a sign is every 8 years. It's an 8-year cycle, okay? So every 8 years, this planet, Venus, retrogrades in Scorpio and Libra, or Venus, or Libra or Scorpio, okay? So we look at 2018. And 2018, we had Banky's painting, Girl with Balloon, self-shredded, okay? Immediately after it was sold for 1.8 million. I don't know the symbol. I don't know in another country. In London, it just destroyed after buying. So again, that's the buying and that's the art. Okay. In mid-October, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle embarked on their first official royal tour. So Venus was retrograding around that time, and that means they might come back up while Venus is retrograding in Scorpio and Libra. Let's see what they do. Okay. Now, on 2010, when in October and November, we had the Chinese dissident. I don't know how to say his name. He was rewarded the Nobel Peace Prize. So there is that. People get their awards, and I don't know how often they give that out, but I just saw the word peace, and I said this goes with this. Now, 2010, we had the U.S. midterm elections. This is what we're going to have with America. Also, too, did you hear Tucker? I always call him Chris Tucker. Tucker Carlson is having a new party. Okay, a team, a group is very Venus, and a transition, a rebirth, even though something must die for that. But the Republican Party gained 63 seats to win control of the House of Representatives, while the Democrats maintain a slim majority in the Senate. That happened in 2010. Well, let's see what happens with the U.S. Midterm elections when Venus is retrograding. October 2010, Taylor Swift. I feel like she loves some Venus, that one. She released her third album, Speak Now. So I wanted to throw that out there. Let's see what happens with that. 2010, Clarence House announced the engagement of Prince William and Kate Middleton. You would think that would be Leo, but no, these are in Venus and Scorpio. So here are the themes of relationships. Let's see what happens coming forward. Now, in 2002, Venus was retrograding in Scorpio at 0 degrees. Whew, that's some intense. That happened from October to November. This was the escalation of the Iraq war. There were some terrorists, and they did some bombings at a popular nightclub, and they killed 202 people. So the nightclub, this is a social event here. This is what I was talking about. 2002, that same year, in a Moscow theater, 850 people were held hostage. This is someone who's just trying to relax, get the senses ready. I don't mean to smile, but that also happened with 130 hostages and 40 terrorists. Then we had NATO. NATO is dealing with relationships. And at the Prague Summit, NATO formally invited 7 nations. Bulgaria, I can't say all these nations. I don't know. Romania, I don't want to butcher the names of them. Slovakia, I don't know the rest of them. But they joined the alliance. So that's it on a mundane world level. Alliance, new groups, new parties, new partnerships, okay? 2002 still, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter was announced as the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. Again, someone winning a Peace Prize. Now, in 1994, we have Venus retrograding in Scorpio. This was in Israel and Jordan signed the historic Israel and Jordan Peace Treaty. That sounds great. Who would love some peace? In 1994, at just 14 years old, American tennis player prodigy Venus Williams, her name's Venus, so I put that in there, made her professional debut. And that happened in 1994. Okay, so some major themes that we see is relationships, peace treaties, people getting awards of some sort because they are invoking having the energy of peace. We saw, okay, I said relationships, shootings and killings because Scorpio represents the death. There is a transformation happening. Some people may not see it, but a death. And 0 degrees very potent. So you saw like they were at a social event and some deaths happening there. So don't say I didn't warn you, okay? We'll bring the dates up here. So now let's bring up the chart. I don't mean to end that on a negative note, but let's bring up the chart here. And August 31st, let me see. I want to scooch this over just right. Okay, so August 31st is when we have the pre-shadow phase beginning. Is at 23 degrees. Venus is trining the North Node in Aquarius, and it's in opposition to the moon. So relationships, right away, it's going to be a big theme. It's going to be some emotions here. Your future partners could be a big issue. What is the future about? What about me being independent for my relationship? Seems positive. On the same time, there's opposition to what's familiar, what's comfortable, and your emotions. Okay, and things that at home on a mundane level, this could be about peace negotiations. Maybe some fashion trends are starting here, starting to wake up your senses, right? The moon moves fast. Venus does not move as fast as that. So we move all the way until September 8th. So right away, when Venus starts to retrograde, we may feel some stuff, but things are dealing with our emotions in home for sure. But a lot of feeling like you want to be independent, and that feels better with your future because Aquarius represents independent and thinking outside of the box, or maybe having a relationship with multiple partners. Okay. Venus is going to be at 29 degrees in Libra. This is an anaretic degree. So there's this sense of closing things out, like a relationship. There's a final lesson maybe with relationships or decisions about a partner. There is an actual definite ending there or urgency to close things out. Anything Venus related. You're talking about marriage could be a big thing. The economy, the negotiations seems definite, but it's going to retrograde. So this definite thing that you think is happening on the 8th will be coming back. Now, September 10th, we have Venus officially entering Scorpio at 0 degrees. As it enters Scorpio, it's opposing Chiron, which is retrograding. It's squaring Pluto, that is retrograding in Aquarius, and Mercury at the same time enters Libra. Okay. So a lot of suspicion. This is the planet of healing, also the planet of I feel like the victim, and there's opposition to your harmony and balance in relationships. Can't see eye to eye between that what you need to value and what you're healing versus the secrets and the things that are very taboo. That's happening. Can I trust you? What's hidden? What needs healing? There's secrets, emotional vulnerability, a lot of shadow work, maybe some jealousy here, especially with this energy. A lot of investigations of partnerships not working, our alliances not working. Okay, banking systems, tax issues, financial scandals, some intelligence leaks, major investigation publicly. So we'll see what the tea is then, but maybe you don't want it on your personal relationship. We'll see. This is major red flags if you have any when it comes to aesthetics or relationships. Okay, our partner. Now on the 15th, mind you, Venus hasn't fully retrograde yet. It's just about to, once it enters Scorpio, it gets real spicy. Okay. On the 15th, Venus is going to quincunx Neptune. There's also this like Yod is making with Uranus too, finger pointing. And it's all about your relationships and you being secretive with relationships, or you being secretive with your money, or spending money on things that are very taboo. Okay. But there could be some confusions with relationships, financial disruptions, mixed signals, idolizing it. Also to unexpected relationship developments, like maybe there's a sudden breakup or a surprise engagement, or the stock market is up and down, causing a lot of loss in the sauce. Okay. Financial trends could change overnight. Get ready for that. But this is also scams, misinformation, celebrity rumors, confusion in the stock markets or in the financial market. Just stay flexible. Okay. Now on September 26th, we moved all the way there. All that energy is still lingering a little bit. But then this is when we have an Aries full moon. Where's my full moon? It's here. It's opposing the sun. It will be at 3 degrees. It's going to be sitting next to Neptune. Ooh, wee. The sun is ruled by Venus. There's opposition to relationship and highlighting the selfish relationship, but know that there is this also could be a war, that thing there, but there's deceptions, there's secrets, rumors, lies. Okay. Major turning points, standing up for yourself. Maybe there's no boundaries, and now there's boundaries. Politically, this is going to be something huge. Public protests, fighting, not public protests. No, I don't see that. Well, it's sextile Pluto, so it could be a great time for a protest. Also, but this energy is trining. Yeah, it will work good for AI in the future in the collective. Something's going to happen here, and maybe there is a highlight to what is the secret. Relationship revelations, maybe something could be in court and it's realized. Avoid reacting impulsively, though. Remember being diplomatic. Major something here with Pluto's involved here. We'll get into that to you a little bit as we get closer. But Neptune is deceitful, but the secrets are working while Neptune's retrograding. So let's see what the sun's going to highlight in that. Now, September 30th, we have Mercury now entering the building, 0 degrees in Scorpio. So a lot of announcements, a lot of things in the headlines that are very secretive, talking about sex scandals, corruptions, conspiracy theories. It's conjunct Venus, so serious conversations, shared finances, the secrets, the taxes, the trust, the discussing about being committed and being honest, emotionally honest. Yeah, heart to heart talks, emotional honesty, difficult conversations, again, investigations, especially when it comes to the government. A lot of government reports, whistleblowers are really going to say something to their partners, and maybe the partners will speak up. Like, my husband works for the CIA, and I've decided to say, that is something that you can see with that, especially because it doesn't really get along with Pluto. So it's supposed to be a secret, or maybe the investigation was supposed to happen, but the partner is making you be quiet about it. A lot of disharmony. This is strong energy because Mercury is at 0 degrees. So the talking and the thinking of it is very strong, but maybe it's held back because this one is. What is it called? Oh, power of speech is being shut down. Power of speech is what I was thinking of. Now, here is when we get the real doozy here. October 3rd is when Venus fully retrogrades. It's still conjunct at Mercury. So, a lot of discussions, a lot of exes returning, relationships are being reviewed. These things are being said. This could be dealing with trade, definitely could be dealing with commerce. Mercury represents trade and commerce, Venus represents the finances. So all that is happening. It's still not going great with the future in AI and a protest. It's like an ugly protest in the news kind of energy. Venus, when it retrogrades, again, it gives you ugly as well. All the pretty people, y'all can sit down, okay? You're not just going to be getting the pretty privilege energy is not going to work. You're going to have to do some extra work here. You're going to have to use your words when Mercury is sitting there. So have some substance. It's almost like you go on a date and a person has no substance. There's no depth. And you found a person online. That's what that Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to quit this service. I don't like this service. Also, too, look at this. It's at a, here. It's major stuff happening here. Mars is in Leo. That's fixed, not fixed, but okay. But still, this is an issue here. Mars and Leo, confrontation. Get ready for October 3rd. Don't say I didn't warn you, okay? Major confrontation when it comes to relationships. It's being said someone's trying to control you. Control your word, control your thought, control your intellect, control your freedom. That's happening too. People are lost in a sauce though. It's giving deception, it's giving confusion. At the same time, it's very fast. Someone wants their freedom, very out of the box. All this is being discussed. October 3rd is a big day. We'll get to it a little bit closer. Huge day. And then what happens literally the next day? October 4th, the pre-shadow phase for Mercury begins. It may not be red, you don't see it, but it's there. So now Venus and Mercury, they're overlapping themes here. A lot of reviewing and re-saying and repeating. It's like we had this argument yesterday. You want to have it again today? Or you were looking at porn. This definitely represents a porn, right? You're looking at things that are a little bit spicy online, and I just caught you and I confronted you on this. And how did I find out? Well, there was a glitch in the system because now Mercury is not working as it should. So like whatever you had your secret password, It didn't work. Okay. Major banking issues here, though. Investigation, journalism, huge here. Leaks, whistleblowers. Okay. Now, October 10th is when we have Libra new moon. Who's the ruler, though? Venus, and it's retrograding in Scorpio. So very deep. New beginnings is when you have a new moon, but there's going to be some new beginnings, and there's repeating and redoing, and there's stuff that's not balanced, and there's things that are not fair in a relationship. So this new beginning may not be the best, but we'll see. Maybe we'll bring some harmony, and it's more internal and it's within, instead of you trying to have balance with a relationship. Maybe there's balance with what you really value in your self-worth. Okay. Let's see what happens far as public marriage and relationships and partnerships on that day. Anything happening with the new moon with anyone else? No. That's what we have. Just that Venus is retrograding. On October 23rd, we have the Kazemi. This is when there's a moment. It is at 0 degrees. There's so many important dates here. This one's a big one, October 23rd. Okay. 0 degrees is very potent. This is when you see the things that are very taboo coming out. When things are retrograding in Scorpio, and Pluto's not retrograding anymore, but when things are retrograding in Scorpio, that's when the secrets are revealed. Okay. The sun highlights that, especially when it comes to finances, relationships, are that ally that's supposed to be our ally. Okay. I'm an American citizen, but this is healing, forgiveness, financial insight. Maybe there's relationship breakthroughs on a global scale, allies. Lies with the allies, okay? Or maybe this peace treaty, or maybe this peace that you are saying is not really peaceful, okay? But great day for reflection. I would not go to a party. Where's Mars? Mars is over here. Sextile, something fast. We got the moon in Aries with a little deception. Me personally, I wouldn't go to a party, but we'll revisit that. To each his own. Use your intuition, especially while Mercury is in Pisces. But very suspicious energy, very overthinking, reading too much into situation, suspicious, and wasn't that just suspicious over that thing, but obsessive thoughts, holding grudges. Oh, and the reason why I thought that is because remember I told you it was retrograding at 0 degrees in history, throughout history, and there was some violence there. So just be aware of that. Investigation leaks, banking headlines, political scandals, things happening at a big social event. That is October 23rd. Okay. Now, October 25th, it officially hits Libra. That's at 29 degrees. That's also a big degree. That's when there's huge themes in everything Libra: aesthetics, relationships, partnerships, court, marriages, fashion, diplomatic, fairness. All that is going to be a huge urgency. It's sextile, the South Node. So I'm working on things to release and gaining something new for the future. It's a little quincunx here to healing of yourself and being selfish. So let's see how that plays out. And then November 8th, we have November 8th, it is going to be a full moon in Scorpio. November 8th, Mercury is still retrograding, sitting there. Annoying AF, but emotional climax, hidden truths surface. This could be dealing with finances. Mercury is still dealing with trade, intelligent disclosures, banking, developments, scandals. Okay. With that new moon, with that, I have a full moon. I don't know why I have full moon, but it's a new moon. So something new is happening, but it's like, some sense of power, something new is happening, and some new news of some stuff that was supposed to be a secret could be released and start a new chapter in our lives. And then on the 13th of November, Venus goes direct. Oh my gosh, it stops retrograding. Relationships have some clarity, financial direction, stronger self-worth that happens. So anybody who has Libra placements around this degrees, around 22 minus 10, so let's say 12 degrees, all the way to Scorpio. I think it went 8 degrees. So 18 degrees. Just be aware. Early Scorpio placements, late Libra placements, okay? And then December 4th is when Venus will return to Scorpio. And we'll get all that tea on the secrets of the relationships coming back and confirming. It will conjunct the moon, conjunct the people, with Saturn and Neptune and Aries and Uranus and Gemini sitting there, pointing that finger at the relationships. So we are really going to know some closing of that, far as deception and secrets and being serious about it long term, and things being fast. New realities, changing ideas, Neptune. New realities will be Saturn. Rapid innovation will be Uranus. Technology, what's going on? My computer was just moving on its own. AI reshaping. Why is it moving on its own? There are windows opening on its own. I said AI. Did it touch my computer? Anyway, changes in beauty and fashion and luxury, all that is going to change. And then December 15th, the post shadow phase will end. Who's exhausted? Okay. Reflect on how your views of love, money, beauty, self worth, all that happens. This period happens all the way from August 31st to December 15th. Let me see what we have here. Hello. Thank you for being Thank you for being and sharing, and for all you share with us. Thank you so much for being here. Yes to self-care. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of lessons on self-care and valuing your true self, valuing your relationship with self and your relationship with God and relationship with others, valuing your relationship with your mental sanity. Scorpio energy loves to be deep and loves to have the relationship with things that are very taboo. What is a public thing taboo? But you don't want it to be taboo. Those things will all be very clear while Venus is retrograding. I'm going to pull some cards here. Let's see what on the tea we got of what's going on. Oh, I forget to make things, because I know you guys don't like it when it's just like the same screen. So we have to throw that screen on there just to be like, wake up. Oh gosh, the attention span is so short. I mean, I'm the one to talk. I have everything on fast speed now. Anyway, so let's pull some cards on what we can expect while Venus is retrograding. Oh, we have the Empress card. This is all about your intuition and things that are very mysterious. Even sacred wisdom makes me think of Scorpio energy, but divine feminine, really knowing on the inside, listening to your gut. Also, the subconscious, the dreams, higher power, that voice will be more important while Venus is retrograding, especially in Scorpio. I'm like, this doesn't feel quite right. That Neptune being involved and having aspects with that Venus is going to make things say, like, wake up. What is your intuition telling you? Also, too, we have Page of Pentacles. There's some messages come your way. There's a new journey starting when it comes to anything grounded. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and that's finances. New goals when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your self-worth, when it comes to tangible things, when it comes to financial opportunity, or but this messenger is pretty faithful and grounded. So get ready for that message. And then also we have the Temperance. Temperance is about harmony. It likes to add a little to make things right. It likes alchemy, balance, harmony. That's what it says on here. Balance, harmony, healing, a lot of self-control, moderation. Don't do too much. Okay. This is a card about peace too. So let's focus on peace, even on a global scale, but even on a personal. Let's not fight. Let's practice tranquility. This is the Temperance has one foot on water, which deals with our emotions and relationships, and another foot on earth, which deals with being practical and grounded. So really too careful with the spending. Also, too, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is being very indecisive. It's like at a stalemate. Is a stalemate? It's like when you're stuck. Difficult decisions, weighing up options, doubt, in between, right? Especially in between when it comes to the we and the you. I versus the we. In between when it comes to my sacrificing of stuff. Sacrifice is not the right word. Compromising of stuff, or should I be selfish? A lot of that happening here. We have loving you just the way you are. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Just read a comment there, but yeah, so indecisive a lot. While Venus is retrograding, on making decisions on the we versus the I, versus your harmony versus like your giving up. I want to say sacrifice. Lastly, more. We have the King of Pentacles. A lot of people from this Venus retrograde is going to be serious about their finances. Oh my gosh, be serious about their harmony too, but practical leader, prosperity, business security, provider, abundance, being reliable, being safe. The sensual energy too, like, ooh, do I really get something out of this? Do I love the way it feels? No, I don't like the way it feels. I'm gonna throw this out. Yeah. And lastly, we have the Fool. Oh, don't we love a new journey? This card barely gets pulled out of this deck. Okay, because I'm like, this card does not look familiar. But the Fool is all about acting in faith, trusting in God, packing light. Don't bring your baggage. When Venus stops retrograding, do not bring that old relationship baggage. Do not bring that overspending baggage. Do not bring that superficial. Do not bring that unselfish baggage to this new life, to this new journey when we have those new moons happening there. Okay, new beginning, innocence, originality, fearless, free spirit, free, fresh hope, taking chances, new path, being spontaneous, having a leap of faith. Uranus is the card for is the planet for the Fool card. So being spontaneous. Mars is also too, like starting and having a motivation, the drive, being excited, kind of feeling restless a little bit about something, but just being excited about it, thinking outside of the box, being original. Also too, you're thinking about the collective when you have Uranus as well. All right. So that is what we have while Venus is retrograding. Don't say I didn't tell you. Let me pull it on when Venus is retrograding in the sign Scorpio. And then when Venus at 0 degrees, and when Venus is retrograding in the sign Libra at 29 degrees. What are the dates there? I have it written down here. So let me see. I can't see that. You can see it, but I can't see it. It's too little for me. And I don't want to accidentally press the wrong button and everyone is gone. Let me see, where are my dates here? Hold up, wait a minute. Okay, 0 degrees, enter Scorpio. Okay, so here we go. October 24th. That's what this card is going to represent. When it's conjunct, I think, Mercury, the sun at 0 degrees. And then we have October 25th at 29 degrees. Okay. Mercury is going to be retrograding in Scorpio. I think that's when it starts. Venus is going to be at 0 degrees and it'll be conjunct the sun. When it's in Scorpio, there's going to be a heavy load at that 0 degrees, a weight that is so heavy. You feel like quitting, but this is going to be the end of a journey. Too many burdens, extra responsibilities, a lot of effort, a lot of stress, a lot of exhaustion, a lot of duty, obligation, burning out, a lot of struggles. This is the thing. This is where the lessons are really going to be had while it's at 0 degrees. It's going to be very intense because Scorpio loves intensity. Just know that this is, you know how it's like, okay, because I run 3 miles and the second mile I always do incline. And I'm like, oh my gosh, every time I'm like, I can't do this every time, but I still do it because I know I'm like, I just have 1 more mile after this, 1 more mile. And that's kind of like that hill. You know that the hill is not ever lasting. There's an ending here. And once you get to that top, then going down is easy. You can run down, you can roll down, you can slide down. Okay. So it's just about climbing that mountain and building that work and learning those lessons and having the expertise. But there is a heavy lift, a heavy weight, a heavy burden. It's almost like you're carrying everyone, or there's intense emotions. It's really what I see. So be ready. What can we do with that? Let me get a positive card. And here we have the Fool. New journey. The Fool's like, I said what I said. You need to have faith. You need to trust in God. You need to be optimistic. You need to pack light. Take that baggage and reduce it. Oh, this is someone who's going to therapy, and you need to release all that stuff in therapy. Okay. Now let's talk about Libra 29. I just love these two cards together. Okay. The weight and the releasing of the weight, releasing the baggage. Because in the Fool's card, in a normal picture of the Fool's card, there's like this person carrying a stick with a little tiny knapsack at the end of the stick. It's very much pack light. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back. Dragon, I can't sing it. You get the words. Okay. And when we have Libra, Venus at 29 degrees in Libra on the 25th. Okay. This is not going to affect everyone the same way, but it may affect you in this way. But when it's at 29 degrees, we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups represents grief. The 29 degrees is a closing off, an ending of something. It represents grief, regret, failure, disappointment, being negative, mourning, sadness. And it could be a sadness because the relationship is ending, because there is injustice, or because something is not fair, or because it's definitely something that is a cycle or a chapter. And sometimes you don't want it to end, right? Sometimes it is sad. Let me look at this in this chart here. 29 degrees. What is that? October 25th? Let me look at it. October 25th. 1 second here. Let's relate it to 25th. We have it. Yeah, it's trining the future, the North Node in Aquarius. So there's something for the future that's very relatable. New beginnings. And sometimes when there's a new beginning, there is a new ending as well. Okay. I'm gonna pull a card that's positive with that. We have the Judgment card. Judgment is giving us very Pluto, a transformation, a rebirth. But there's a final decision, a wake up call, an inner calling. There is a self evaluation. Maybe there is like this new calling, and it's about your life's purpose. Awakening, reckoning. I love that, right? In this original card, everyone is, they don't have on clothes because they're bearing it all. So there could be this honest truth, which represents Aquarius energy, honesty happening here. And it seems sad. But in this card, in the Five of Cups, you're not looking at what you do have. You're looking at spilled milk. You're not looking at that the glass is half full. So let's work on the negative energy and work on a positive, because there is a true calling happening. There's an awakening happening because you're supposed to have this true purpose in life. Okay. I think those are great readings to close off with. All right. I hope you guys are having a great time. Venus retrograde. It's going to be very interesting. Danyell, you're right. Thank you. I'm always right. I'm playing. Anyway, okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Venus retrograde. Also too, if you're new here, I have well, if you're not new here, if you didn't know, I have a Substack, and it's new. I'm not trying. I am slowly taking everything from my private community. I'm ending the private community, and I want to expose it all. Okay. I want to make it all free. I love what I do. I don't have to get paid for what I do, but God will bless me in that manner. So I want to keep giving the tools to you guys. So when I first learned astrology, I could not afford. I could, but it was expensive. Astrology school, tarot school wasn't as expensive as astrology school. I want to give these tools out for free, because I'm like, if someone just gives people a chance, especially in the things that I'm gifted in, and I'm a natural teacher, if those tools were free, then imagine the world and how we would be. Yes, it's Thank you. I'm reading the comments. Abundance and love. Yes, you got to think in abundance and not lack. You can't think that because not everything has a cost, or that I need to have everything. Share the love. Anyway, but yes, this is my gift. This is my talent, and I will get paid somehow. But I do have a luxury of financially, I'm comfortable. So why not give this out for free, these tools? So anyway, I say that to say is that my Substack is going to make it available for free. Also, too, there's things that I hide in a paywall because it's a little conspiracy theory. Pluto is in Aquarius, and the freedom of speech is not happening. So hopefully, this is a way that I can put that in a paywall, and you can see the things that I want to say, and everything's taken care of. Comment is infinite healing blessings. Yes. Yes. As I do the little fingers here. T. Anyway, so that is what we have. So follow my Substack. Also, I got to figure out how to collect emails if I'm giving this stuff out for free. Because you got to join my newsletter, and that's how I collect emails. I got to learn that on Substack. If you guys know anything about Substack, let me know. Just because in case anything shuts me off, then I have your email. And if I have your email, then you can know where to follow me next. Okay. And follow is not the word. Follow is, what I mean, how to stay in touch with me. Anyway, okay. That's it. Long-winded ending. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.